Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday, Twin Cities. You are watching The Connect Show, and we're glad that you're joining us this morning to learn more about and from women in business and female entrepreneurs. But first, I got to say what's up to my co-hosts, Allie Nanny, Lasha Raditz, and Michaela Klum. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Nice. Allie, you're in a new space. You're on a vacation, honey. Tell us about, yes.
Ooh.
Where'd you go? What are you doing?
We took a little trip to Carefree, Arizona. My husband was actually here for a bachelor party, and I was like, well, let's just extend that a little bit, and I'll come meet you. So we're staying till Tuesday.
I was going to say,
we needed
I thought he was in Arizona not long ago. That makes sense.
Yep.
So good.
Great. Yeah.
Nice.
I love the name.
I know. It spoke to me, and I was like, that sounds perfect.
I'm on my way, honey. I'm on my way. Well, as we kick things off in the Twin Cities, as we know, all eyes are on Minnesota. And I can't believe we are sitting here again today talking about another Black man shot by police. A lot of developing information, but what we do know is that a 20-year-old by the name of Daunte Wright got shot and killed during a routine traffic stop in Brooklyn Center. Ladies, how are you feeling about this? I've heard a variety of things. I heard an air freshener was the reason he got pulled over. I heard an expired tab on his license plate is the reason he got pulled over. What are your thoughts? This is 10 miles away from, I guess, either the George Floyd murder or where the trial is taking place. So I'm in Texas, but I'm looking to you to just hear what your thoughts are on all that's happening in the Twin Cities right now.
Well, I was just like, not again. Like, it's too much. I can't take another one, right? And I'm already concerned about not getting, if we don't get the right verdict for the Derek Chauvin case, the city burning down. And so it's like, I was shocked to hear that it's again, and my girlfriends who have sons are just writing me feeling extremely heavy. So I'm just trying to give them some positive energy and love today, but it's like, not again.
I'm the crazy news lady, so I'm always tuned in to everything going on, trials. I love watching C-SPAN, getting the facts, the evidence. And for me, I did get to see the release of the police body cam video. They were attempting to arrest him. He tried to get out of the restraint, try to jump into his vehicle. Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. Don't do that. But at the same time, I wish Daunte Wright could have gotten the same grace as Dylan Roof, who shot up South Carolina, this church in South Carolina, Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church, where during a Bible study, I think 9 people were murdered. He got taken to Burger King, right, before he went to jail. Matthew Thomas Bernard, 18, he murdered, I think, his wife, child, and mother-in-law. He got to go to jail, right? He got to get arrested. Benjamin Murdy, he fired 200 shots at police, and the cops did not fire back one round. And I just wish that, and that's the thing, that's why people continue to scream Black Lives Matter, because we see these instances where people get to go to jail and seek justice. But, he's trying to escape the police. Not a good idea, but he's dead. And apparently she was trying to pull out the taser, accidentally pulled out the gun. I'm not sure about police training, but we gotta just wait and see what happens. So It's a lot, it's heavy, and we're talking about it. All right. So, as we transition into, I guess, the new normal, I'm not sure to get excited about getting back into the streets and restaurants or not, because we keep hearing about this new strain of COVID. And it's just like, good grief, what are we going to do? Right. But, a lot of the mask mandates across different states have been lifted. But ladies, do you think that it should be the choice of the business owner? Should it be their choice to require a mask or not? With states saying, you don't have to wear it. What are your thoughts? Should we be able to choose this ourselves, or as company owners, business owners, or what?
I mean, I feel like I'm going to rock my mask probably because I want to, period. Like, I don't feel right, I guess not. But maybe I do feel like the business owner maybe should have the opportunity to decide. And then us as individuals, make that decision for ourselves and our family if we want to rock a mask or not.
Listen, I think it's called public health for a reason. And I want the public officials to enforce that they should still continue to wear masks until we are so far clear of this. My husband went to a funeral just the other day, right? So, older individual, not necessarily saying it was exactly COVID, but I'm just gonna jump there. And I just feel like we as a public have proven that we have not had the best judgment. So like, can we get all the way in the clear and then folks can kind of start to govern themselves, because we weren't doing a great job.
I know you're looking for our girl Allie. She's in Arizona living her best life, praying on the internet. So we are going to take a quick break, and coming up next, you have seen our next guest on the field at a Vikings game, or maybe catching a wave, or even right here on the CW Twin Cities. After the break, we sit down with Alexa Score. Don't turn that channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Connect Show, Twin Cities. Alexa Score. She is a TV host, a speaker, a professional wakeboarder, and a cancer survivor. She has been fearless in so many ways, so many different ways, not to mention she lights up the screen. We are so excited to talk to her about her journey. Welcome, Alexa, to the Connect Show.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for having me. I've been watching you guys do your thing, and there's so much good energy in this group. It's very fun.
Hey, Alexa. So nice to see you here on here. So as we all know, your bio has everything from wakeboarding to hosting your show on the Vikings, projects with ESPN and the Travel Channel. One of my very own, though, from the Spicer. I was a few years behind you. I always looked up to you in gymnastics and wakeboarding. I remember watching you at the ski shows all the way at the top of the tier. It's so fun. I'm not kidding you. There was like, you should tell them how many men are on the bottom and women, and then you're just the one at the very top. I always remembered seeing that. But tell us more about how you became the Alexa Scorer that we know today.
Yeah, a long journey. I grew up in Minnesota. I ended up getting diagnosed with leukemia when I was 16. And after going through a hard battle with that, but still being treated, I decided to move to Orlando, Florida, and pursue my dream of becoming a professional wakeboarder. And after a really kind of crazy journey with that, I actually ended up meeting that goal on my 21st birthday. I competed in my first contest and was able to travel the world and partner with some amazing brands in wakeboard all over the world, competing, shooting videos, and just really getting to explore and learn about myself through that time.
Well, like you just mentioned, being diagnosed with cancer and being a survivor, which is amazing. Please tell us, what was happening that made you know something was off or something wasn't right with your body?
Yeah, I 16, and I specifically remember towards the end of summer and when school got started, I was having extreme pain in my bones. And for people who have never experienced bone pain, that sounds really strange. And so I was kind of a tough girl, didn't really like to express my emotions or let people know when I was not feeling well. So it lasted for a long time before, people actually started noticing me. I wasn't being myself in gymnastics practice. My coaches were like, hey, something's not right. My friends noticed that I was distant. My teachers had actually mentioned something to me, and I had said I'm having bone pain, and people just didn't really understand what that meant. And I don't blame them, but a lot of times it was like, it's gymnastics. It's tough on your body. You're probably just sore, or it's tennis. And I just knew. It's really amazing. I remember sitting in science class next to my best friend, Renee, and Allie was somewhere else in the high school. But I was sitting in science class and just looking at my best friend and going, something's not right. Like I remember saying my bones feel like they're sick. And although, no one else really understood, I just, in my gut, I knew something wasn't right. So it's really, really interesting to know how in tune we actually can be with our bodies if we listen.
So important to advocate for yourself in the doctor's office and listen to your body, like you said. But changing gears a little bit, would love to know kind of when this career in front of the camera came to you. Like, what inspired you to say, yep, I want to be a host. I want to be talking in front of the camera.
Yeah, well, like Allie mentioned, we were in gymnastics together. I was also on a water ski show team. So I kind of grew up always performing. Like I loved to perform. That's kind of how I expressed myself, was through that performance. But through my wakeboarding career, I had a number of TV opportunities kind of fall into my lap. I wasn't pursuing them, but I did a MTV show called Wake Brothers. That was 12 episode series. I did, some stuff for Travel Channel. I'd done a couple of TV commercials. And then about 4 years ago, when I was ready to transition out of wakeboarding, I knew that wasn't my life career. When I was ready to transition out, I said, if I don't pursue television, I will regret it forever. Like what could possibly be, and if I fail, so be it. And that is like the most terrifying thing to say. But once you accept that, like, yeah, you're going to get a ton of no's, but all that matters is that you get one yes or two yeses. That's when I really, went for it. And I feel so grateful that I did, because I was presented with a number of really amazing opportunities. And I am really, really happy with where I am today.
Thank you so much, Alexa, for stopping by. What a great start to our show. We try to bring women from all industries and walks of life to share their stories. So thank you again for coming. We have more coming up after the break.
Thank you guys for all that you are doing. So cool. Proud of you all.
We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
Welcome to Crush It with Christy. I am talking all about stripping away your titles and being the woman that you are. My name is Christy Primer, and I'm president of Primetime Consulting Services Incorporated. And my company provides services and products that empower, educate, and entertain women to step into more of who they are. As I wrote in my latest book, Confessions of a Self-Care Junkie, we as women tend to identify with the titles that we wear. And what I want to do is encourage you today to think of three words that represent you as the woman that you are. Not mom, not wifey, not lady boss or manager or whatever it might be, but three words that you can use to describe yourself. That is how you crush it in life and business, by being true to who you are.
Welcome back, Twin Cities. So health, it's been on all of our minds, I think more than ever with the pandemic time, all of the things. And our next guest is on a mission to bridge the gap between Eastern and Western medicine. I'm excited to welcome Nikki Vanecek to the show, founder and owner of East West Acupuncture. Good morning, girlfriend.
Good morning. Hey, ladies. Thanks for having me.
Hi, welcome. Well, Nikki, let's just, if you can, let us know what traditional Chinese medicine is for those who may not know.
Absolutely. So traditional Chinese medicine is a medicine that's been around for over 4,000 years. And within that umbrella, we have different modalities that we use. So we use acupuncture, which most of us know as using needles to help with health and wellness. We also do herbal medicine. We use cupping, gua sha, a few different techniques to help the body heal and restore organically and holistically on its own. And it's amazing what our body can do when we're able to balance out what might be a little block.
Interest in traditional medicine actually stemmed from a personal injury. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So probably almost, gosh, about 19 years ago, I ended up having like this shoulder injury. I was a gymnast for many years, and the injury wasn't necessarily from gymnastics. It was more from just overuse and repetitive motion. And so what happened is, as I got older and after having my daughter, I ended up with something called frozen shoulder. And I tried quite a few different, I tried cortisone, physical therapy, and everything seemed to help a little bit, but nothing ever took away the pain. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes it was like to the point where I couldn't even brush my teeth or wash my own hair because my shoulder hurt so bad.
Oh my.
And then one of my friends, bless her soul, said, "Hey, you should try acupuncture." And I actually, at that time, was going to school because I wanted to be a ER doc. So when she said, "Try acupuncture," I thought, "Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous." No. But I was like at like the point where it was like so painful and nothing was helping that I was like, okay, fine. So I went. And I went to this amazing doctor, Dr. Wei Lu in Uptown. And within probably about 6 treatments, my shoulder pain was gone. My mood had changed. My sleep was better. And how I knew this is one day my son accidentally kicked his sister's little thing down the stairs. And I walked up and I was like, "Hey, buddy, like, careful, you're going to scuff the wall." And he gave me a hug and he was like, "I like this, mommy." And I was like, I must have been a little crabby.
So how have you been able to sustain your business, a service-based business at that? You understand how service industry has been impacted this last year. So how have you been able to hang in there?
So I'm out in the west suburbs, and I have had this awesome opportunity to create. So there's different medical facilities out here. We've got Ridgeview Medical Center, we got TCO, we got a few other awesome healthcare systems that are very open and willing to work with other holistic healthcare providers. So typically what I do, for me, it's so important to educate. So I go and I educate the physicians or the surgeons or the practitioners about how acupuncture can help their patients and what kind of patients would be a candidate for acupuncture or Chinese medicine. So we work pretty close and hand in hand with collaborative healthcare with different providers. And so we get referrals from many of the Western healthcare professionals, orthopedic surgeons, chiropractors, you name it. Just anyone that, they're like, "Hey, we don't know what to do with this person." We're like, "Send us your problem child," because that's who we want. That's who we can help.
Yeah.
Last resort, happy to be it. We'll take care of you.
I love that. And you kind of spoke to the collaborative medicine. When I was pregnant, I did acupuncture all the time and for lactation and to try to help induce my labor. And so I can attest that it gave me a great nap. I would fall asleep every time.
Right? Who would think you
gotta
could fall
try it.
asleep with needles in? I mean, who would ever think you could take a nap with needles?
I know. And now there's like, I saw acupuncture, like facial acupuncture is like a thing, like they're doing facials with acupuncture. But I'm just curious, like, what are some of the most common things that you see your patients come to you for?
So me and my associates were general practitioners, but I specialize in pain, sports medicine, and neurology. So I see a lot of patients that come in with back pain or the neck and trap pain or headaches. But we also see, my associate she's a pediatric specialist. So we are so blessed. We get to see like 3-month-old babies come in with colic or reflux, or the 2-year-old that mom and dad are trying to potty train and they're kind of resisting, so they get a little backed up.
Awesome. What's next for you, Nikki, and where can people find you if they want to work with you?
So we're in Excelsior. So we're right over in like the Lake Minnetonka area. They can go to our website, eastwest-acu.com. What's next for us is we love education. So whether you come see us or you see another acupuncturist or Chinese medical practitioner and doctor, all we want is to know that there's so many different options for healthcare. Like if you're not feeling better, if you're not sleeping well, if anything's off, just know that there's so many options for us to live our best life.
I'd agree. And I think a lot of times when there's something going on, we think maybe we have to have surgery. And I think that a lot of these other opportunities aren't exercised before you jump into surgery. So ladies and gentlemen at home, make sure you hit Miss Nikki up and she will get you taken care of. Coming up next, is there a difference between being self-employed versus being a business owner? We'll talk about that next.
You are at the table with Tommy Vincent, where there is always a seat reserved with your name on it. Hopefully, you spent last week submerging yourself in last week's affirmation, I will love all of me. This week's affirmation from the You Will, and that's YOUWILL, is I will be patient with me. Yes, patience is essential to becoming your most authentic self. If we're not careful, the words that we speak over our lives, they will have a negative impact on our growth and development. So tune into your words. That is your heart work for this week. I want you to be present in the moment, be patient with yourself, and listen to what you're saying to yourself. Is it negative or is it positive? On the very first episode of Stay a While podcast, my husband, Troy Vincent, and I took a seat at the table, and we talked about through the fire, exhibiting faith through every season. This was my story, y'all. I was not patient with who I was and who I was becoming. And so there was a lot of negative stinking thinking. And so I was able to transform those words around and change them into positive thinking. And it allowed for me to become the woman that I am today. So please do your heart work. Tune into your words so that you are patient with you. Remember, I will be patient with me. That is your heart work for this week. And make sure you're tuning into our lives on Instagram on page at Stay a While Show, so that you can continue to receive this soul food so that it nourishes you and continues to help you to grow. And tune into the Stay a While podcast.
Welcome back to the show. Each Saturday, we are here talking about all things business. Of course, we're talking, George Floyd and all of the things going on in the community, but we're often talking to women in business, female entrepreneurs. And today the question is, are you using words like entrepreneur or business owner to describe what you do? And when you use these terms, is there a difference between being a self-employed person or being a business owner? Michaela, you brought this to the table, girl. You're good. And I hadn't really thought about it before. What do you ladies think?
I didn't either. I thought it was the same thing. So this is news to me.
I thought it was the same thing too, Allie. And I think when I heard the conversation, it was really about like your relationship with time, right? Like, are you still trading your time for dollars, right? But you're self-employed. Or are you running a business? So, maybe while you're sleeping, you're taking that nap, or you have employees who work for you, you're still making money, which I think it's a journey, right? You might start off being self-employed and then you become said business owner. So it just made me think about like, what's the goal here? How am I exchanging my time for dollars? So that's what I took from it. But I didn't know that those were different things either. So
I love that.
Well, after learning the definition, I feel like I'm doing a little bit of both, right? And so, like you said, you're working hard so that one day maybe I can have someone doing all of the things and I can collect all of the checks. So,
That's part.
That's exactly the same thing over here. I feel like I have been self-employed for a long, long time. I worked to make money, and now I'm kind of at the point where I have employees and I don't have to necessarily be there, but I still do take clients here and there. So best of both worlds, I guess.
Amen, Allie. That's kind of me too. I've been self-employed for a long time, but praise the Lord, I have a staff now that helps with so much that I really just show up here get cute, get my dress, rent my runway. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. But like we spoke in the show last week, Michaela bringing the heat again, talking about the seasons of your business. And if you know what season you're in, you'll respect the journey.
Oh my gosh. So if you've been paying attention to any social media, it's plastered everywhere. Have you ladies seen the news about the legend DMX passing?
Yeah.
Passed away from substance abuse. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
Yes.
I know that it's so not easy to ask for help. And so have you ladies ever been in a position when you need to reach out for help, but you've been a little bit cautious and nervous to do so?
I'll go last.
Yeah, I can start. I feel like motherhood has humbled me in a way where I'm like, I need all the help. I need it. I need it all. Especially when you're actually pregnant, that can be really, really tough. And I also just like reading, seeing everything on social media was just kind of breaking my heart. And reading this, it's like, man, we can't catch a break. But it also reminds me that to check in, what are they saying? Checking on your strong friends, right? And just to check in on folks and try not to get so caught up in my day-to-day that I can't maybe be present for somebody who might need help. So
So good, Michaela.
Yeah.
Allie?
I feel pretty blessed to not have had anything major that I've had to deal with personally, but like you're saying, Michaela, motherhood has been a beast of its own. So asking for help in those ways, because sometimes as a mom, your mental health can really be affected by not really putting yourself first or taking that time for yourself, or you're working 24/7, but then you're at home, right into mom mode. It gets really exhausting and taxing. So not asking for help when you need a couple extra hands here and there is never good. So I'm
That's why I'm so happy, Allie, that you are in Arizona right now on a vacation.
Vacation.
Yes, a vacation.
And taking some time for you and your honey. And so
and kudos to you.
You need to recharge every now and then.
Yes,
have to.
Important.
So for real. And just to touch back on the DMX piece, he shared that when he was 14, one of his mentors, someone he really looked up to, laced his joint with crack cocaine, and it changed his life. Ever since that experience from someone he looked up to, he's been, he was chasing drugs, crack ever since. Who knows whatever else he was chasing. But the point right there too is, as we talk about just taking care of ourselves, it's also making sure you're around good people, making sure your circle's got folks that are going to take care of you, because at the end of the day, whether it was a drug overdose, heart attack, whatever, like somebody's supplying him with these drugs, somebody's encouraging or helping him get high on bad drugs, and I think there's levels of drugs. I mean, marijuana is one thing, but you talking about crack, cocaine, like that's a whole other situation. And I think it's just so important that we keep our circles. You gotta, if you hang around with 5 broke people, you're gonna be number 6. If you hang out with 5 successful people, you'll be number 6. And I think that just all really matters, and we just got to keep our circles on point, and I just thinking about his family, may he rest in peace.
And taking the stigma away too, right, Natalie? Like, people live life and they go through things, and sometimes you can't even imagine what people are battling against. So be kind to others. That part, that's important.
If you are enjoying all of this girl boss magic, catch all of the past episodes on our YouTube channel, binge watch them Netflix style on Natalie's network. And then also do not forget to join our membership. Register today at theconnectonline.com.